All right, guys. We should be back. We should be up and running. Kubi?
Yes.
We got audio?
Sound check? Yeah, sounds good.
Oh, look at his pretty face. You can hear him. You can hear him.
Yes. Good.
There was a rogue cable that was plugged in instead of the real cable.
Yep.
Those rogue cables, man. Just trying to get all the hardware up and running, fixed again. Capture card being a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But it appears to be working in the capture card. Now, you might be saying, Jake, you guys are playing a PC game. Why do you need a capture card? Well, we use the capture card to capture a second computer to give you guys this cool-looking thing and some of the other stuff we do. So we did a lot of work to kind of revamp the production, make the production next level, if you will. And I think we're ready to see some next level Heroes of the Storm here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know if you guys want to get it started, and I can talk about the draft a little bit while we're loading the game up, but that's going to be up to you, whatever you want to do. Okay.
And Kubi's kitty is meowing. She is here to break everything. She's like, you just fixed it. I'm going to destroy it. The lobby is ready. Let's get some game audio up in here.
Okay. So you guys could see the draft, at least what the teams were. But the only thing that's jumping out at me is really strange, is that 2ARC has decided to not run a warrior. They have Illidan, Tassadar, Kerrigan, so I was looking as they were drafting. I said, okay, they got their damage. Surely, their last two picks that they're going to go with are going to be probably a healer and probably a warrior. They got the healer, no warrior. They grabbed Abathur. So it's going to be interesting.
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 I mean, we've seen teams straight up not run warriors before. We saw SMG do that when they decided to go Uther with the triple support. Who knows? Meta's getting a little weird. It's getting shaken up. Some different stuff. I always like to see this type of creativity, and I love to see how they're going to play this out. Maybe they're going to avoid team fights, just try to pick people off. I don't know. There's a ton of stuff they could do with this.
Well, this is in fact game number 2 of this series. The audio is a little bit loud there. Get that corrected. And Kubi, we know our drafts here. We've got the overlay up and ready. Why don't we introduce our teams?
Absolutely. So for 2ARC, we have Quibsy on Illidan, Mr. J Pickles running Abathur, Kiefer is going to be on Kerrigan, Acedia on Rhaegar, and Furious D, Tassadar.
And on the other half of the map, we have Dead Saint playing as Falstead over on Brightwing. It's going to be Bartuk. Uther will be played by Killer of Gods. Chen being rocked by Shatter Swift and Kawaii-ness.
What a name.
This is my first time ever watching Integrity Gaming play.
Same here.
Rather casting them. I've actually seen them play, but my first time sitting here behind the caster desk and analyzing their play. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see what we have here. And like you said, not having that tank here is going to be really, really interesting for 2ARC. Now, 2ARC, arguably the number 2-3 team here in the Heroes of the Storm community. They're a very, very strong team, and we've seen them do weird stuff in the past.
It's true. It's absolutely true. And especially on this type of map where you have the tributes, it's going to be forcing fights. So it's going to be tough for them to try to dodge fights. I'm really just absolutely curious to see how this is going to work. It's going to be a learning process for me, of course, with the change in the meta. And we just want to see what teams are running. It's neat stuff.
Yeah, neat stuff indeed. All right. Technical things are out of the way.
I know.
We're finally sitting down. I'm starting to get my Heroes groove on, guys. Get hyped because we got some sick games coming up ahead here. Bartuk here on his Brightwing. He's kind of doing what he can. Of course, you got to be worried about that. The Kerrigan with the Abathur hat is such a threat. And Abathur has been changed a little bit in this most recent patch. So we actually see Abathur's going more of a spike build. You can see a lot of damage coming down here on Dead Saint. Needs to back on up. And Acedia is going to be able to, keep them relatively healed up. And once level 4 hits, I'm sure we'll see Frenzied Regeneration to give additional sustain to the mana pool.
So it's interesting that you mentioned that about the spike build, or rather the symbiote type build. Mr. J Pickles did decide to go with, I'm going to guess that's the extra health on Locust. That's typically what we'll see Abathur's run. This way it burns more of the ammo off of the towers as they reach. But the lane that he's in, it's well represented by Integrity. They have 3 people down here. It's going to be tough for them to push out. I'd be curious to see if he's going to shift up to a different lane to try to get more pressure on, especially if that's the type of build he's going to go. They just hit level 4, and he took Promote, even after the changes. So changes to Promote, it used to be a permanent buff, 300% health and 100% extra damage. Now it is a 15-second buff, same stats, but it also heals up that minion just as you apply the Promote to it.
But the shorter cooldown on it, being able to cast it more often,
of course,
makes it still a relatively viable option.
Yep.
And it'll be exciting to see, you know, how it ends up working, because the scary thing about Promote, it has a pretty short cast range. So you really want to be up at their wall when you cast it, but as Abathur, you don't necessarily want to be out invulnerable all that often.
Of course.
So it's going to really make it a little more pressure on the Abathur to use the Promote effectively.
Yep, and it's going to be more multitasking going on. He's got to, like you said, he's got to be nearby. He's got to apply the buff just before he hits that tower, so he's going to have to be even more all over the place, more than Abathur's already were. So it's going to be tricky.
Well, we do have the first tribute here. All the players on the map are rotating, except for Abathur, who is, of course, going to be soaking that bottom lane. We have all the red team here coming in. Shatterswift getting pretty low. He doesn't have Panda Pals. We're only level 4, level 6, level 5 and 6 at this point in the game. And he's going to drink enough so we can stay healed pretty quick. Of course, Uther, a lot of healing available, and the sustained healing from Brightwing is always going to be a threat as well.
A lot of damage done to both teams. No kills have been put down yet. We see both teams sort of poking in. They got to get a hit on Shatterswift. They do. Keepers jumps in, taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's going in, but with the Abathur hat Kerrigan Illidan, so much dive, they just pick their target, they go in, and they just remove. You saw the 1 death, and it just followed by 2 more, 3 quick deaths. And Quibsy immediately shifts over to this Grave Golem. A cheeky play, but they know they're up 5-2.
Yeah, absolutely. And the important thing here is that the Abathur symbiote applies a lot of DPS, especially if the target's not moving. You can get those stabs, you can get the spike burst off. It's very feasible for them to just go up there and take that, especially if they know that they can't contest. They're up a talent on the Integrity Gaming, so they can certainly get away with this.
And they did indeed. This Golem's going to push right up here into this top lane, and it looks like Sadie is going to be escorting it, pushing along the way with it. Make sure they soak up this wave. Bottom lane still being, maintained here by Abathur.
Yep, Abathur was sitting down here during that entire team fight as well, so he's got those locusts pressing up against the towers. I'm sure that the ammo is quite low on those towers.
And Shatterswift looks like he's going to be rotating up, so that means they're abandoning the bottom lane experience. They're going to try to defend this Golem. So meanwhile, middle lane is going to be soaked here by Kerrigan. Kerrigan actually realizes this might be happening. He's going to be too late.
Double bribe.
Yeah, it's a strong play, and especially when you consider the mobility on these two heroes, the omnipresence on a map like Cursed Hollow. And Keepers is going to be taking a lot of damage.
Can they take this fight?
Sadie is going to get the heal off. Is it going to be enough? The Earth Shield, or the Lightning Shield, followed by the Chain Heal. Abathur hat, they get the kill. Keepers is still alive, and Bartok is going to fall as well, right as a tribute spawns.
Look at it, spawns right next to them. So that was one of those situations where you catch someone out of position, you're really excited, like, okay, we got this guy. And then you notice, okay, he's got the Abathur hat on. It's starting to take a little bit longer to kill him than we had hoped for. That's the problem with that, is that you're giving his team enough time to catch up, to go in to help him out, to save him. Rhaegar happened to be the closest by. That's the best case scenario. He goes in, gets the heals, gets the shield from the lightning shield.
I mean,
so
yeah, like
best case scenario for 2ARC.
Rhaegar was just there, just in time to keep him alive with the Abathur hat as well, like you said.
Whoa!
And this is already going severely in the favor.
Let's talk about something really weird. We have there's always the toss-up between Ancestral Healing and Bloodlust. That's not particularly surprising to see that they went Ancestral Healing. They went Ultralisk.
Okay, so they know something we don't know, and this is absolutely cool.
We almost never see Ultralisk. They take Maelstrom just to get that extra group DPS damage. Of course, it's not as strong as it used to be because they took down the Lightning Shield, the trait from Kerrigan's abilities. Still a very strong AoE talent, but we almost never see people take Ultralisk, and there it is in full force, dealing damage in that team fight. They certainly got some work out of it. They are ahead, of course, so it doesn't really matter, I guess, which heroic they take, but I'm curious to see what sort of plan they have just to make the most use out of that Ultralisk.
Well, it looks like they're going to push with it for the time being, but are we actually... Can you Ancestral Heal the Ultra? You must be able to do that. It's such an obscure thing, because like you said... I've actually never seen Ultralisk taken in a competitive match. It might have been done once or twice, but I have not been privy to those matches. So seeing this happen here, Ancestral plus Ultra, I mean, the Ultralisk is... It does a lot of damage.
This could roll out of control here. They're up 2 talent tiers on them right now.
They need level 10 desperately here for Integrity.
And they will get it off this wave if they pick off those minions there, but... Gosh, the damage has really already been done. I
mean, 7 minutes exactly. The first keep of the game is taken. That is incredibly early, and we're going to see the Astro go down right away. Killer of Gods is going to fall. Quine is backing up. Emerald Wind doing a little bit of work, but Quibsy's actually going to get out of here. And Kiefer's maybe winning too far. No, does not matter. Quibsy going on in again. Kiefer's might be able to just turn and help him out. No.
Mr. J Pickles, does he have his E?
Well,
dimensional shift? No.
Yeah,
No. Sorry, that's the Abathur
just
clone.
the
Yeah,
Abathur.
my
So
bad.
yeah, not a big deal. Not a big deal to lose him there. But they did in fact lose. They did in fact lose Quibsy there.
Yeah.
Not the end of the world. I mean, they traded one player for a lot of. They got a few kills and they got to keep level 11 here. So that one kill, the underdog bonus, giving them a big boost. Level 11, but still 3-level lead here, which is quite massive for 2ARC.
Yep. They are going to be contesting this tribute here. Integrity is. They do have 3 heroes to 1, 4 heroes to 1 up here. Should be an easy take for them. I'd be surprised if 2ARC decided to even contest this. They are poking. Hopefully someone doesn't overcommit on their side. They would be giving up quite a bit of an advantage.
I mean, when you consider Tassadar in this map, the increased cast range, does he have it there available on his side storm?
Yes, he does.
So
well, I'll assume he does, yeah.
I mean, he's such a long-range caster.
Yep.
You can get away so easily.
They're going
you
in.
can really solve for a long time, but immediately Quinus is eliminated. We see a big Shockanaut going down, doing a decent amount of damage, but Kiefer's needs to get back out. We have the Ancestral Healing going down on Quibsy. Not Kiefer's, a bit of a misplay, but is it going to matter here? Shatter Swift is going to have to pop Panda Pals, the Ultralisk, just kind of running amok, saying, no, I actually hate this fort more than I hate their players. And
that's the problem.
That is the problem with Ultra, but still the damage output is great. You can see that fort did, in fact, fall right quick. But they are on the hunt here for Shatter Swift, and he's going to fall. And Quibsy says, get out of my way. I'm coming into your base. We got the curse here.
Okay, so that team fight, what happened there is, I mean, Quinus, was sitting in the back line, was poking a little bit. He had fairly low health. He was just sort of trying to help his team in case 2ARC did come in, but did not account for the teleport on Metamorphosis from Illidan, so he teleported in, immediately dashed onto Quinus, and just took his health down immediately.
Keeper's getting really low. We see a lot of cooldowns going down. The Abathur hat and the heals, the shields, so much sustainability even without the tank. It's actually been working out pretty well for them in this match. But the Strafe is doing a lot of work paired with the Emerald Wind, making sure that she's going to be safe with that. But the Ancestral Healing gets off just in time. And Asadia and Quibsy in the front line here, going here on Brightwing. We got the Metamorphosis. 2 kills are achieved almost immediately. And Killer of Gods is going to be slain by this god that is Quibsy. Oh, wow. Storm to live.
And that,
Quibsy.
does he get the kill out of it?
Oh, wow. Over Shatter Swift. And the kill is actually achieved from Wave of Hype.
God, they just...
Or not Wave of Hype. What was it that killed him? I'm not actually sure.
I have no idea. That was just a mess, honestly. The fact that they were pushing in so hard, I mean... They are so far ahead right now, 4 levels. They have those level 16 talents. Those are the really strong ones. You get the Blood for Bloods, the extra shields on Tassadar. Things start to get crazy at level 16, and they have that over Integrity Gaming right now. This is when Abathur gets the really crazy pushing capability with the Vile Nest.
Yeah, I mean, you get those extra 3 locusts. You can just push. You
There's
pair
one
that
keep
with promote.
alive.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually insane.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even need Abathur push because they got Ultralisk push. I mean, this is a full Zerg mode status at that point.
It's true. We do have the full Zerg team here.
Let's get Zagara.
And we're good to go. Oh, my.
We might see that day someday.
Okay, so it looks as though Integrity Gaming is posturing to take their Golem, and 2ARC is looking to contest.
Quibsy goes in with the Metamorphosis, immediately doing a ton of damage. Panda Pals is used almost instantaneously. Divine Storm hitting only Furious D, but that Shockanaut is going to do a lot of damage. Furious D took a ton. Now the Ancestral Healing paired with Illidan doing work, and I'm sorry. This is just a terrifyingly well-executed just composition here by 2ARC.
The thing is with Ancestral Healing, the timing on it has to be really good. You have to be able to size up how much damage output the other team has. How much can I get away with in terms of how late am I going to cast this Ancestral Healing? And they had it perfect. That was perfect. He had probably 2 or 3% health left when he casted it and got it off. Full health. Wow.
Kubi,
wow.
This composition in general, wow. Like, no
They made it work.
Lots of sustain, Tassadar shields, Abathur shields, and Rhaegar just in general has a lot of healing, and it worked out for him.
It did. Now, to be fair, 2ARC is, like you said, they're the second, third best team. Of course, there's a bit of a mismatch here. Integrity is a solid team, of course, but they haven't gotten the results that 2ARC has. I would love to see them run this type of comp later on in the tournament to see if they can, match it up in maybe the semifinals, finals, wherever they manage to get to. I'd love to see them run this type of comp again. It was certainly interesting. It worked very well.
Yeah.
I mean, what was the kills here? It was, I don't know, something like two deaths from 2ARC and quite a few. Don't do math on stream.
Don't do math on stream. I will just show them the graphics so they can look at the takedowns. 24 takedowns on the side here of 2ARC, and 2 takedowns for every player.
Wow.
At least they worked well together because it's consistent across the board, but they didn't manage to get a lot of kills. No tank, lots of damage, pretty cool composition. Seeing new stuff.
Definitely new stuff here. So congratulations to 2ARC taking a 2-0 victory over Integrity Gaming. To Integrity Gaming, thanks for playing. I hope to see more of you guys in the future. I don't know. I think that's about it.
That's about it for that game.
That was a pretty clean executed game from 2ARC. So not too much to analyze there, honestly.
Yeah, you're right. But since we were a little bit late getting started, typically we like to run through what we're looking at today.
Absolutely.
And since we're starting late here, we're
we're so off.
Everything is just jumbled. Like we had hardware issues,
scrambling
and we're getting on our feet. But what we can do is we can actually take a look at it right now. I can try to. Oh, my bracket looks
that's
like
not it.
It totally
that
got
is last week's.
It totally got ripped.
Well, perhaps we can go to a commercial break and we'll sort that out. And once we get back, we can update you guys on what's going on with the bracket. And we'll talk about what matches we're likely to see.
Yeah, so guys, we'll let you know our match as soon as we know. And we'll get the bracket fixed there because apparently amongst all the chaos, it got reset to last week. So I'm not sure how that happened. Anyways, we'll be back in just a moment. You guys stay tuned.